Hello everyone, my name is Jimmy Chapman, and this is my submission for problem 1.1 and 1.2 for the class CPSC 2100. So the first problem asked me to write a program that counts up the number of vowels contained in the string S. Valid vowels are A, E, I, O, U. Please use, they gave me a string, I'll put that here. For testing. Your program should print number of vowels 5. So first things first, I'm going to actually delete this, make this a heading, make it bold, and name it problem 1.1. And then I'm going to add a line under it. So this has its own section. So I'm going to add the code, and that adds a little toggle under there. So next I'm going to put in, copy paste the string it gave me. So here's the string that I'll be using. So now I'm going to create another variable called vowel count. Don't know why it's giving me that, but vowel count, and then, okay, stop. How do I? Okay. So then I'm going to take the string I was given and turn it into a list. I'm going to call that my list. And so there's that. So now if I print my list, it should print all of these. It's loading. Okay, there. So it prints every character in the string as its own separate entity, at its own index. So there's that. So I'll turn that into a list. So now I'm going to use a for loop to execute the actual problem. So for the index in the range from 0 to the length of my list, added an extra G there, to from 0 to the length of my list, and then it'll increment by 1. What I'm doing is, now I'm going to be using an if statement. If my list, if the indexed selection is equal to A, or I'm going to copy this and change that to E, or I, or oh, I need an or there. For you, I will raise the vowel count by 1. So this is what we are doing. So this is going to basically tally up how many vowels are in this by going through the entire string. Okay, so now we're going to do print number of vowels plus string that turns that number from the vowel count variable into a string. Otherwise, it will get an error message like this. Let me show you. So if I just leave it like that, I get an error message because it cannot concatenate or put together a string and an integer. So then I just take this, and now that should fix the problem. Yeah, number of vowels is 5, which is what I was expected to get in the problem. So there's this. Let me save this. And then on to problem number 2. So I'm going to do the same thing as before. And I'm making it bold, making it a header, and then adding that little line under it. Problem 1.2 asks me to assume S is a string of lowercase characters, write a program that prints the number of times the string Bob occurs in S. Please use, it's using the same string for testing, and my program should print the number of times Bob occurs is 2. So first thing I'm going to do is just copy this section and here, and I'm going to create another variable called Bob count. Basically doing the same thing that I did up here, just having an empty variable to hold the counts of how many times Bob is in this string. And then again, I'm going to make a list here. And then again, I'm going to use a for loop. So it's the same as the 1.1. And I'm going to use another if statement. So if the given character in my list is the character B, so it goes through. So this little part will go through the list, not the string, but let's just look at the string. It'll go through. Once it hits B, this will pick it up, and if the next index, so the index, if we're here, if the next index is equal to O, and if the index after that is equal to B again, then we're going to raise the Bob count. So there's that, and that should be all we need to finish up this problem. So now I'm just going to print number of times Bob occurs is, I'm doing the same thing that we did in 1.1. Gotta turn the Bob count variable into a string so that we don't get that error. And that should be it. So let's see. Yep, number of times Bob occurs is 2. So what it does, the first time I looked at this, I was like, oh, it's only in here once, because I expected it to be Bob and then another B here, and then Bob. But since it starts from here, and goes to here, then it finds another B, and goes to here. Since it's looking for that first B, it just counts this as one bob, and then this is one bob. So that's why I ended up doing two. But yeah, this is my submission. There's two problems and how I coded them. If you have any questions or know the easier, simpler way to do this, let me know. Any tricks or tips that you can lend me would be great. Yeah, that's it. Bye.